Well, hey there, guys. We're here with Bevan, and we're over in his freaking toy room. Well, it's also your office, but come on.
Yeah, come on.
It's a freaking toy room.
Yeah, it's
Let's talk about when you started collecting.
Yeah, when I just came out of university and I made my first bit of money, I was working in theatre. I went into a toy store and then started buying toys.
You never
like
stopped.
Modern toys, and then
You never stopped.
I didn't stop. I started with modern toys just because I suppose all of us just need to get that fix. You take something off the shelf, open it up, and
Relive that thing of opening up a toy.
Yeah, and then in the early 2000s, I got hooked into Kid Robots.
Okay.
And a lot of that collection, like all of us, yeah. I got hooked into Kid Robots, and then in the mid 2000s, I only had a Panthro when I was a kid. I grew up in a family where it was very much you only got your toys on Christmas and on your birthday. Okay. So I didn't have a lot. But I had a Panthro, and in the mid 2000s, I got hold of a Panthro, and that's when it took me. That's when I say took me. The Thundercats is my main. That's my main.
I was just gonna say a lot of the collection is Thundercats, but there's a lot of other cool '80s lines and some '90s lines, like you said before.
Yeah.
Like it's all the must-have ones for you, and a lot of knockoff or bootleg lines as well.
Yeah, I play a long game. Anyone can go and buy an entire collection, but it's like fishing for me, I suppose. I like just keeping an eye out, and I get a bigger kick if I can find something at a good price, or if I can find something that's, I don't know, I've never seen before. And sometimes I've got a kind of a thing for skulls. Even my wedding ring is a skull.
Okay.
And so some of the lines I get hooked in just because one of the characters is a skull, which is most of the knockoffs of the 80s, because they kind of got a fake jewel if you look at Motu is really a tumble into the 80s out of Conan. And even when Conan came out, they pushed a jewel thief. Conan was the original jewel thief. So I kind of look at it and go, okay, fine, I'll get it. It's got a skull on it. Well done.
I actually picked that one up not too long ago, and I was like, so Jewel Thief, is that like one of the main bad guys or something? No. He's not in the comics, it's just in there.
No, he's not.
But everybody
cool.
wanted their own Skeletor.
Yeah.
Because it would sell.
Yeah. I mean, is he really a bad guy if he's not a skull? Like, is he really? But yeah, there's a bunch of skulls here and various, even Insatiables started getting me hooked up. You look down on the bottom there, and of course all the skeleton warriors. Besides the fact that it's Playmates.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
let's maybe go and have a look over there, because you got a ton of Remcos over here as well.
Yeah. The Remcos, I just like the sculpts. They're chunky, like they've got like chunky fat legs, and they just got a nice feel to them. In the back corner, I've got a toy hospital at the back of the house, and those guys are being fixed. So they need those three-way pegs inside of their groins. Now I've got them. I have a mate who 3D printed them for me, but I don't have the time or confidence or emotional quota yet to try and pop the chassis open, because it's 50-50.
Yeah.
So I'll get to them, but yeah, that's why he's in a bag, is because his one leg's broken, due to the purple head there in the back. Yeah.
You're gonna get him a robe too?
Yeah, he's gonna need a lot.
And you got some Somas over here.
Yeah,
you're
that's
gonna have
Fantasy
some of
World, and there's all of the jigglers at the back there, Galaxy Warrior jigglers.
It's so funny that they came on like a little pull string.
Yeah, it's probably a cooler option than hanging a CD from your rearview mirror.
And there's some of the gargoyles.
Those two are similar. The guy with his hair shaved and the dude with the horns. And then these are quite cool as well.
Iron Jaw.
Yeah.
From, what is it, Cosmic Cowboys. And we even have like the little PVC figures.
Yeah.
That come with them.
And these are just weird ass rollerblading, like.
Those are the rollerbladed ones.
Yeah, they come with.
They do look a little bit like Leonard in a way.
Yeah,
but
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are Leonard. Yeah.
Wow. Because there's like another knockoff, but over there, like the rollerblades are super big.
Yeah.
Like they're oversized. It's not this one, but I was like, is that line? This one is awesome too. You gotta love like all those, because this is Remco maybe, or is it
Imperial? I think
it's an Imperial one.
Yeah.
That's what was so fun about those knockoff lines. Just like they would create something as a complementary product.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, here's another skull, man.
Yeah.
No, this you place it next to your toys.
Yeah, there was 2 ways for them to go. I mean, if you were a toy company and you were under the pressure that Masters of the Universe brought to you, I mean, you just imagine the psychology behind it. There's a toy designer dude. His boss goes, "We're getting killed by this range," and he's like, "Okay, well, we'll make our own one. Maybe it's John Blackstar, maybe." Or it's like, we don't have the money, like let's just like reuse these other things. And I think what Imperial did, which was hilarious, there's another one, there's a double-headed dragon, is they just were like, Nan would be standing in a toy shop, kid was like, yeah, I want Masters of the Universe. Nan doesn't know the difference, she's just looking at the stuff that looks all the same on the left, it's slightly cheaper, so she gets that. So every Motu collection you buy, there will be about 4 or 5 weird knockoffs in the collection, which would have come from people who just didn't want to cough properly.
We have Motu at home.
yeah, you'll have this more affordable one immediately.
And you got some Bravestarr here as well.
Yeah, the whole thing goes across.
Okay,
so, on the shelf. So
30,
there's
30. Oh, you're doing it shelf by shelf.
Yeah, because I couldn't get them all in. So it's
that's...
just because these doors on these cabinets.
30, you got those. I guess 3D printed as well.
There's a human called Maxi who makes those. She hand paints them, and so you can order them. She's called Maxi Made, and I've got most of, well, not all of them, but some of them. The lines, she made me some signs. There's a turtle one and an 18 one. Princess of Power. Some variants.
So do you just pick up whenever stuff is like affordable to buy?
Yeah, I don't chase.
You don't really
I've been
chase
collecting
stuff.
for long enough to not get I don't like get caught up in. I wouldn't say I'm a completionist, but I keep going until I can't anymore.
Yeah.
Which is slightly different to chasing. Like I don't go onto eBay and, you know, look at the listings, like something just the stuff finds me all the time.
Well, that's good. That's good. And New Adventures of He-Man is here too. We got some Rock Lords. Okay. Oh, that's a rad one. Wow. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, I think I have all of them. I don't think I'm missing any. I'm not sure.
Wow.
What happens is I'll see one, and then I'll come to the cabinet and see if it's there.
Yeah.
And if it's not there and it's an okay price, then I get it. But yeah, I sometimes buy lots just because I'm at a point now where I think like the same as everyone, we pick the 3 or 4 bits out and then we're stuck with another 40.
Yeah.
That is part of, you know, bankrolling our collections.
These are fun too. These are like smaller Galaxy Warriors, Galaxy Fighters. I actually found 2 of them last year, but I've never seen them with like all the accessories.
Well, there's one on card there, so I can grab that for you. I'll just grab it up.
Treasures of the Lost Temple over there. In the
back. So that's what they look like. There's one on card, and then there's he's fallen down. There's 2 Skull Force dudes back there. I'm running out of space, like everyone. But like here, for example, is like these dudes are pretty cool.
They glow in the dark as well.
Yeah, everything's gonna fall, but don't worry. It's what collections are supposed to be like. These things were made to play with. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Wow.
There's 3 of them. I only have these 2. The third one has not found me yet.
I have that one. I've never seen this one before.
There's a third one who's like the ugliest out of them all. Like I think if I wanted only 2, it would be these 2, but there's like a really like...
These are awesome, and once again, skeletons. You got a theme going over here.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that. So here is an example on card of those little... That's a dinosaur. These are also pretty rare.
The carded one, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so that's what they kind of look like. That's how they came. Well, one of the sub ranges, because you know, it says 6 assorted
I
styles.
see what they were trying to do with the card art, but it's just not working.
Nah. No,
It really
looks
doesn't-
like it was made on a Commodore 64.
Yeah, it's like, what? What is it? There's treasure. I mean, it's a toy.
Yeah.
It's a toy.
And there's
in
a
the
couple
back.
of, at least they made some drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I just like the
could have done
naivety
better
of
on the
it.
card art
Yeah,
for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, look, just get it onto the shelf. We'll be cool. And they did.
And then another interesting piece you got over here is the Pegasaurus.
Yes.
That doesn't have the handle or the wings, but it has the horns.
One of the horns is real,
Okay.
and one I molded and
Okay.
painted. So I used the one as a template and made the other one. I've got another one over here.
Oh, wow.
But he's missing a leg. He's missing a front leg.
Okay.
So at the moment
I didn't even notice that. There was another one.
Yeah, he's just giving the old gecko a ride.
I've recently found one, thanks to Maddie, that has the wings. Still
Oh,
no
wow.
horns. So I have the 2 wings now.
Oh wow!
So I'm pretty glad.
I might have to make you some horns.
Is this the way it's supposed to be, or did you?
No, that's what happens when I'm waiting for where I'm waiting for who that belongs to. So he has to wear it until.
I like it though. It looks so funny. This thing
Yeah.
here. Got Dino Man. Is this like a
That's
end of time?
yeah.
Wow,
Well done.
there you go.
Oh, look at you.
Sweet.
No flies on you.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, those are some of the worst made accessories on the planet. In fact, when people when people find them and they show them to me, I'm like, they go, "Is this a bootleg or a bootleg or a bootleg?" I was like, "No, this is just how they were made."
This is the final tier of
Yeah.
Sungold madness.
Yeah, in the dying embers of all of the lines.
And a ton of Galaxy Warriors right there. Because, like, this one is actually part of the Galaxy Warrior line, right?
yeah,
like, on the card back, you could see this, and it was like a blue battle wagon or something like
There
that.
was just a lot of, like, blurry, like, everything was overlapping. I think that we don't realize how casual things were in the 80s on the planet. Like, you used to send faxes and things. So people would just, like, make things up as they went along. It's like, we run out of red plastic, we'll put some blue in. And no one really, there was no like Bureau of Standards that was running, particularly in the bootleg and chaos.
Oh yeah, I mean,
which makes them like hilarious.
I think like over there, like cost wise, it was just like get the product out, get sellers, get buyers for it. And then like once they were done, they would redo it because then they could resell it again because it looked different. They changed it a lot quicker than like a He-Man because He-Man was like the same He-Man, and then they did some variations. Yeah. But we never got like a different Buzz-Off or a different variation on some of the other good characters.
Yeah.
Over there, you have 24 different types of Battle-Tard. And counting.
Yeah. They even used his head for the wrestlers. This is like, okay,
Indeed.
now he's wrestling. Okay, now he's fighting a dragon. Okay, let's use his head again.
We got the Black Star.
Yeah, the only thing I'm missing is one of the dwarfs / kids.
One of the Trobits.
Yeah, Trobits. Yeah. So I'm missing the old dude with the pointy bit and the pointy. He's got hair on his chin. He came as a partner to one of the characters, so I'm finding it really hard to find him. And I'll admit, he's one I've been like consciously looking for.
Is that the one that came with Mara? Maybe?
I think so. He looks very similar to this dude, but he's not wearing a hat.
Okay.
He's got a tuft of hair that goes up, and then he's got a goatee that goes quite aggressive.
And over here you got him with the horns. I don't know the name, or I can't remember his name, but wow.
He's like a half a bull, half a fish.
Half of. Oh yeah, he's got like that
his
weird.
He's
got like
fish.
a duck.
No,
type of. It's a fish tail.
Fish tail, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we could whip it out. So I'll show you.
And all the demons. I love the little side characters they created for this line as well. And then this is a line like, you have so much of it. This is Otherworld.
Yeah, Arkham. Arkham made these. The line's called Otherworld. So like these armies of these little purple and orange guys, like they I'm originally from South Africa,
Okay.
and those would pop up in almost every lot you bought. I would find them in lots.
Lots you bought. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, like toy lots.
Yeah.
And so I just started putting them in the cabinet, and then now there's 2 armies of them.
You're awesome. Bootleg heaven?
Yeah, these are all bootlegs. That's even a Battlecat bootleg as well. This one is still in its packaging. I'm sure you saw a ton of these when you were in the States. They Bootleg da Lucha Libre. Yeah, so this is just that's a Skeletor and
it's got a Castle Grayskull
and
on
a
it as well.
Grayskull / Snake Mountain.
The complete package.
Yeah, everything you'd need. A sword that won't be held in his hand at all.
Once again, a lot of skulls going on over here.
Yeah, so I make customs. So like if something's roached, like this used to be a Skeletor that was completely roached, so I just sprayed him black, painted his head black, and then got one of those. I cut a cape for a guy once who had a death something. I can't remember what, some obscure line, and I got a pattern to it. And so when I was testing the pattern before I did his cape, that was the test.
Okay.
So then I just throw it onto a custom.
Wow. Now, are your sectors?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them in there, and all of the puppets.
And then we got Golden Girls, we got the Infaceables, and a lot
of
the
Golden
Skeleton
Girls
Warriors.
are all on a date with the Infaceables, and then there's...
They're all on a date?
They're on a date, yeah. They're having a group hangout. Yeah, and then Skeleton Warriors, because they kept popping up, and I couldn't
resist.
Get those.
Well, they do have some of the best sculpts of the 90s.
Yeah. Some of their limbs, I think, are a bit flimsy, but that's what a skeleton looks like.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Unless you got the meat on it, it's not. It's flimsy.
So are you mainly like a loose collector? Because you do have box stuff here
I'm
as
mainly
well.
a loose collector, but sometimes like there will be something offered to me that I just can't resist, and then it kind of stays over here until I need to either sell it or
make room
or find a thing, or then I'll take something off, or something that I'm kind of like still like, do I want this, don't I want it, then instead of packing it into a box and it disappears, I put them up here and I stare at them, and one day I'll get bored and then I'll trade it with someone or sell it. Or
love that, Mr. T.
Yeah, it's an old money box that came from the States. This is also quite cool. It's A-team lunch box with the flask inside.
Wow.
And then these are, you must have seen these before. They're like bootleg turtle fighters. Yeah.
And more A-team stuff in here.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So the A-team kind of stretches.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Those three shelves, and then there's like an overflow. And an overflow of things that couldn't fit in this side. This is that is quite a rare
it's the Mr. T inside of the car with the hammer or like the
and I
the
found
axe.
his axe the other day, actually, about 2 or 3 months ago, after I'd had that guy, and he works. It's hilarious to watch him. He's like goes woo 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 and bumps into things.
That's awesome.
Those are the baddies. These are all exchanges.
Yeah, but like all different ones, because these are like more like those they were supposed to be like Skyhawks.
Yeah. But they kind of fell under the exchange range, and then this is the bootleg / knockoff of them, which are called MX Space Robots.
That's what it is.
I only got one, and he's missing a foot.
This one looks badass too. Wow. Ooh, and our Great Line Supernaturals with some cards in the back even. And you got a lot of the accessories, because that stuff is always missing, like the headdresses and stuff.
Yeah, they're always missing.
Wow. Toxic Crusaders. Ooh, that's a full line of figures.
Yeah, they're all there.
Wow.
And there's actually the Smog Cycle I've got in a box there as well, in the 18 shop.
Over there, tucked away.
Yeah, it's just because I I need like a New York warehouse apartment to stage everything. But you know what? It keeps discipline. I think that when you've got like a restricted amount of space, and you really want to get into another line, you kind of have to think, well, what line's got to go now?
Yeah. What is giving me less of like a thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can
it's
interject that money into the thing you want to buy.
Or you just buy more glass shelves as after sale products from IKEA, and then you put them in and force the headroom to be tighter.
Yeah, you got some Ghostbusters here. You got some of those nice Beetlejuice action figures as well. Because like some of like those monsters, they were intended to be part of Ghostbusters actually.
Yeah. That's why I've kind of put them all together.
That's nice.
And then like even on the bottom on the left hand side, you'll see the Ghostbusters continue along the floor on the left.
I've never seen that rifle. It's like a target.
So
set.
I had this very vivid memory of having that as a kid, and particularly the memory of the silencer. And that, I will be honest, is something I started looking for, and then I found it. It is it's an M24 assault rifle that breaks down into all the components, so you can build it up like a sniper thing, and it goes to about that big.
Wow.
And all of the pieces are in there, including the badge, even the darts. It shoots these grenade darts out the front.
Cool.
So it's that's M24 is inside that box.
Yeah,
there's an interesting thing with the variants.
The different colors. Do you know where they come from?
So I mean, they keep calling them European variants, and I don't really know where they come from. But the one thing I do want to show you that I don't think a lot of people know, and I haven't found a lot of evidence of it online. But everyone talks about Face, Hannibal, and Murtaugh, and they don't realize there's also a BA variant, and that is him over there on the left. He comes without those orange stripes.
Yeah, okay.
And that I found in South Africa, that one. So I don't know where they came from or how they came through. Those are Scareglow head sculpts that I threw onto those two bodies because they had broken, and I end up making new figures out of old figures.
Sweet, man. Wow. Oh, you got all the big vehicles as well. The Howling Mad, helicopter.
Those are all of the Teale.
Have you ever seen those on card by any chance? No. As I can't recall seeing like the variants on card, so it's kind of tougher to.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find much information on them.
Turtles. Ooh.
Turtles. By the time the Turtles came out, I was already kind of on my way out of school and going to university. But my brother is 6 years younger than me, and he was into Turtles. And you can't collect toys and try and avoid Turtles. Like, you're not going to. It's impossible.
Yeah. I mean, they were pretty strong for 10 years. And
and then for another 10 years after that, and then even now.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep finding these handsome green devils. Oh, this is like out of one of those joke boxes. Wow.
It's like a prank joke pack. Yeah. The one that I am looking for, that I think that I would not pay a lot of money for, but I'd pay more than I would usually, is the one that's in the vat. What's his name? Looks like a worm.
Oh, worm? Oh no, in the vat. Oh, Mutagen Man.
Mutagen Man.
Yeah, he's a good one.
I like the way he looks. Yeah. He's about the only turtle that I still feel like I need. I keep seeing him popping up, but does anyone really have time to spend 60 or 70 quid on a figure?
Is he that much over here?
With all of his accessories.
Yeah, and with the little...
It's all those tiny little red orangey things.
Yeah, they got the little, inside of his body, and then you put water in it and they start floating around, which is pretty cool.
You can find just a figure for like 20, 25, but the minute you put something in his hand...
Yeah, woo! The big gun also, always missing.
Yeah.
I love the big monsters over here as well, like the big ghosts. That one with the awesome teeth. Like that. Love that sculpt.
Those are normally really expensive, but a really good guy who's at a lot of the toy fairs, he knew that I was into them and he gave them to me at a really good price. And then this is like a weird column of weirdness. It's like...
Oh, you're saying this stuff's weird?
No,
the other
this
stuff
column... No, what I mean is like, it's like, why are these things here? It's like a lot of Tron.
Okay. And there's that's like typical for the UK, right? That guy in the back over there?
Automan.
Automan.
Yeah, he was quite big in South Africa as well.
Okay.
But South Africa was part of the Commonwealth, so we were kind of like mini clones of the UK. So.
Okay.
But Automan, yeah, he was around.
Tron, you even have the bikes for Tron.
Yeah, those are 81 Tommy bikes with their rip cords. Yeah.
Wow. And then some Bionic 6 right here.
Yeah, with the Bionic 6 chair thing.
And then some dinosaurs, but also the troll version ones.
Yeah, so there's bootleg versions in there, as well as the full set of McDonald's.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool, next shelf.
Yeah.
Got some...
There's a PVC set of the Formation Ghostbusters.
I've never seen the small
shoulders minis as well, yeah. So there's the 4 of them. There's the...
California Raisins.
And the California Raisins, they're there. And Looney Tunes lunchbox.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my mother used to rent for my birthday a Betamax machine, and then she'd get a whole bunch of Looney Tunes.
Wow.
So when I saw that come up, I was like, oh, all right, so I have to get the Looney Tunes now. This is a very interesting figure and figure line. That's called a Zaitan Trollian. It was only made in Cape Town in South Africa.
Okay, wow.
The Americans are chasing that at the moment at quite a high price, and you can only find them in South Africa. Okay. They're like, I can show you him as a figure, and if you want, we can get that other one out. But if you feel him, he's like
pretty heavy.
Yeah, he's a bit more kind of solid than what you think. Yeah. And he's like
got like a boxing glove sculpt on it.
It's like a ninja with hair. And yeah, they're pretty rare. They were made late.
So they have like the internal mechanism as like a turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the legs, there's no leg bands. Yeah. It's actually like on...
Yeah. It's on plastic.
It's on a swivel, or what is it called? I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on like a similar peg. You can see they're inside there.
Yeah, so you can move it around.
Yeah, they're very naively made. But yeah, they're called Zaitan Warriors. And that's the only one we know of. Well, when I say we, in my collecting community, which is probably over 50 people, including some of the knockoff groups on Facebook in the States, that's the only carded one that we know of. Well, my circle of collectors, we've never ever saw this card before I found this.
You know the Spanish bootleg done without the hair?
This one?
Yeah. I'll send you a picture later.
Are these Spanish?
No.
They're made in Cape Town.
It's made in Cape Town.
They're made in South Africa. So then the Spanish got hold of them, took the ears off and bootlegged the bodies. And I'll send you a picture later.
Okay.
Without the hair.
That makes total sense, because this was manufactured in Epping, which is in Cape Town.
Yeah.
But it's made in China. It's in the back there.
Zaitan Trollians. Sweet. That's insane. Big Bad Beetleborgs. Ooh, I love this line. The Stone Protectors and Battle Trolls and everything.
So all of the kind of variations of Troll Force and Battle Trolls and Stone Protectors have all been shoved in on that shelf. So they're all...
You have the same problem as me here.
Yeah.
Is you can't see anything because it's all hair.
Yeah.
It's all hair.
Welcome to my world.
And we get the Conan line over here. There's so many mechanism stuff going into this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got into the 90s Conan stuff as a result of the 80s Conan stuff. I just feel very sorry for the Conan range because they came 1 year too late.
Yeah.
Like they were getting ready they went to market fast enough, and Motu obliterated them. And
Yeah,
so-
they also did like that lawsuit where they couldn't like put it on their card as well that you could play with He-Man and
yeah.
Conan.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. So I've got a kind of soft spot for them because they really, like the comics of Conan in the 70s, really made this idea of fantasy and kind of strong muscle characters, like it made it kind of popular.
Yeah.
And you know, Motu just came in right at the right time and then tumbled out of that decade into the 80s and was like, yeah, you want big strong characters with fantasy? Yeah, we got you. And they made all of these.
Oh, the Motu corner of the room.
Yeah, so this whole cabinet
You
is
have a
Motu.
freaking turbodactyl in the box.
Yeah, it's got one or
What?
two little broken bits, but it's still,
But still.
got a box, and there's still about 80% of it in there.
Wow.
Yeah. Some days I go, I'm selling it. Some days I go, nah.
It's too cool.
Some days, yeah.
You're hoarding the
Yeah.
scare glows, right?
Well, there's just one or two little kind of paint differences in them, and you know, sometimes I'll find one and a mate is looking for one and it's not ready to buy it, so it stays in the cabinet and so until they're ready to go. And that's not something I want to ever keep in a box, so
Yeah.
they're not all mine, but one or two of them are kind of for sale.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, you don't want to tuck those away in a box indeed.
No, I'm too scared. They're so brittle. I'm so scared that I'm going to forget what's in there and then just chuck a thing in. And then I do a couple of customs, like this is how Ram Man originally came in the cartoon, so I repaint them.
Oh, cool.
And there's a Wonder Bread custom that's made.
Is that a custom too?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, 'cause
Mantenna with the pop-out
the
eyes.
eyes are always screwed, and so
Dude, that's so good.
I got gifted a bunch of like weird teddy bear eyes, so I started making Mantenna customs.
Wow. Okay. And you get a Wonder Bread He-Man, or is that like
No,
a
that's a
repaint?
custom that's made
Okay.
off a Fisto chassis.
Okay.
So Fisto's got brown pants.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you take a He-Man and a Fisto and then you mash them
Like
together.
just pop them together. Lots of like loose on the card.
Yeah, so I
Cards here.
find cards a lot. Like I just found another batch of cards here. So I will be putting them in, I'll be putting figures in them.
Wow, what you got in there? You got Grizzle or Spike?
there's Spike.
You have a He-Man card?
Yeah, this is a Power Punch actually. It's a Power Punch. There's Leech and
Mantenna.
Mantenna, so he will get a Mantenna in there. Hordak, Grizzlor, who else we got here? There's a Spikeball, and there's an Orco in here as well actually. There's a Mantenna.
I mean, it's a
Yes,
shame that
okay.
they're not on the card anymore, but
Yeah.
the cards are in really good condition.
Yeah,
actually.
this person, this kid very carefully took the figures out and kept the cards for 40 years. And then I bought them off him. Yeah, same with these Thundercats as well. They're also loose off the
Oh,
card. And it's just nice to have the art.
Wow. Well, I wouldn't get any work done if I was working in here.
No, well, yeah. But I like staring at the things. So.
I know, for inspiration, right?
Yeah. I'm better with pictures than words.
Here we got one of the Super 7 ones from
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like
Yeah, I just
Filmation.
Yes, one of the guys was selling it, and I just really liked how he looked. He kind of like gave me a feel of like a Mexican modern custom mixed in with that kind of Motu vibe.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, that's the only thing that isn't vintage in that entire cabinet, actually. Everything is vintage.
And then you have a laser like Skeletor
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
How did you find him?
Yeah, he came from another collector and was originally brought in from Italy where they were manufactured.
Wow.
So I did a trade with someone on that. In fact, the only thing I don't have is a laser power He-Man. That's the only thing I'm missing out of everything.
Yeah, I mean,
But you know,
it'll
it's one
happen
of those things
eventually.
like one day he'll just reveal himself and I'll be like, yeah, oh, cool, I'll take you, thanks.
wow. Sweet. I love that. Was that like an actual thing that came out?
Yeah,
Master
yeah.
Universe toy delivery?
Yeah, I bought that in South Africa. So you know, same as Turtles, the license went to a lot of manufacturers, and this is a Hot Wheels from the 80s, and so they would just pay to put the branding on whatever they could. Wow. But so that's a Hot Wheels Masters of the Universe themed toy delivery truck.
That's awesome.
That's also, those are quite cool. These are meteors on card. Yeah.
Yeah. And then over here, some
those
of
are all the knockoffs, the bootlegs.
Well, they actually came out first in Japan. They weren't Motu, so.
Motu took the kind of shape and then made like a weird story to get them to fit into the line.
Wow. Yeah. Sweet. That thing is the best thing I've seen so far. I just love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every time I find one where the eyes are damaged, they get teddy bear eyes.
Teddy bear eyes. Now over here we got a lot of Cringer wannabes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, all the bits and pieces and things and panthers and tigers
and more tigers or cats.
Yeah.
First on top we got My Pet Monster.
Yeah, I think that's a reissue though.
Yeah.
It's not a
little popple action going on behind the mask there. Mario, gummy bears.
That's a bootleg Toxic Crusaders mask.
Oh, for Psycho.
Psycho, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it's bootleg.
And over here we got the whole mini shelf.
Yeah, so those are various variants from the various toy companies. And some of them are from South America, some are European, some are American. You can see just the different sizes, the different coloring, different color on the weapons. Like you'll see in Jackalman, you see there is a red club against a black club.
All the mini variants are in here as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, whenever you find these, you don't go thinking like, oh, I should probably look in that box for the tiny weapons. Maybe they're still in there, but you just pick them up and then everything gets separated.
Yeah,
but
they're really hard to find.
And they even had like little play sets for them as well.
Yeah, so here's an example. Like here is one of the variants on card. You can see it's a Figurebehov. So that's how they came. And then playset wise, you used to get obviously Cat's Lair, which is on the right, and then the tomb, and then underneath it's pretty rare Thundera kind of space station set that's on the bottom there. That's a really hard one to find.
I don't think I've ever seen that Thundera space set before.
Well,
and that goes to the mini line, but is it like maybe only in one of the...
It belongs to Lino, so that's one of his kind of...
And did this come out in all the territories, or was it just maybe in Latin America?
I'm not sure. I mean, I can have a look in the book.
And then you got the Snow Meow here.
Yeah, he's quite hard to find. There's a light rock and a dark rock.
Oh, okay. So there's even variants on that.
Yeah.
And we got both the play sets over here. Then we dunk into the Thundercats section. Yeah. Astral Moat with the real wings, or
real wings,
real wings, and some more real wings down there.
Just one. Yeah. He's waiting for a back to be.
Two Bengalis. Two of them.
No, there's actually way more. There's about 4 or 5. Yeah. I keep finding the hammers.
There's one here as well.
I keep finding the hammers, then I need the figure to complete the hammer.
Oh, wow.
So there's another one over here because all the lights, all the sabers are being displayed how they were on the cards.
Okay.
So if I open that, you can see like there's one on card, that laser saber. And they used to be advertised with the characters that are carrying them. So there's the black one, the blue one, and the orange one.
That's awesome. Well, we'll get to this part of the shelving again, but wow, look at this. Oh, you just have hammers laying around?
Yeah, and then I kind of find it.
I need a hammer.
Well, I find the Bengalis and then I kind of attach them.
Yeah, wow. Luna Lasher over here.
So these are the I know Grail is thrown around, but these are the
Argentina?
no, these are the flatbacks.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
So they don't have a light. They came right at the end of the line.
Okay.
In a gift set that came with the Thunderwings, and so they are super rare. They only came in one gift thing. It's different. There's no light in it. There's no switch and no button. And then there was the same gift set for Murtaugh, and so I've got a flatback of Murtaugh as well there. So these are the big boy ones.
Wow, the big boy ones.
They don't. Yeah, you're gonna. You're either very lucky to find them. I know what their eyes look like, so if I ever see one lying somewhere, I can spot it without turning them around. Because if you want to have a closer look, when you put him up against a normal one, the normal one has got bulbs in his eyes, and these are painted.
Wow. Yeah.
So he's quite a special figure. And he came with the Thunderwings in a gift set in the kind of final Christmas 1987, when just before the toy line ended.
Over here, more variants. You got the younger Tigra.
Yeah,
version?
Someone got into big trouble. There's another two here. Someone got into big trouble because when that sculpt was done and hit the markets, the kids are like, "No, this is not Tigra.
We don't like that."
No. So yeah, they had to redo the sculpt and then put him out about 5 or 6 months later, and so now everyone calls that one young Tigra. It's like the teenage version. But his whip was slightly shorter than the main Tigra. And those are some variants. That's why there's a couple there.
The Burbles, Captain Cracker, Jagas. I love that you're popping like little like comics in the back or like different things just to lighten it up.
Yeah. Tell a story.
You have a lot of these laser things, right?
Yeah, when they pop up for a good price, I like to grab them. That's a double though. I've got 2 of those.
Wow, and then the Berserkers over here.
Those 3 slides are the 3 variants. The ones on the shelf that you're on now. So one's got pink eyes and brown spots. The other one's got dark spots, and the other one's got a combination of pink eyes, brown spots, and then blue fins.
Oh wow. Okay. And you got the custom snow meow here.
Yeah, there was a Cringer with a broken tail, so I drilled a hole into the tail and fixed the tail, and then did a cast of the. So I basically used the Mini as a reference. So if I grab this Mini over here, I'll show you. Just as far as a toy reference goes. So then the mold was just done. So originally the tail was fixed because it was broken.
Yeah.
And it was made bigger, and then off obviously photographs in the comic, I just built the beard and the sides off, put the spikes in, which is different to this. Yeah, and then made a...
That's like a custom, man.
Yeah,
that's
made
nicely done.
Made a snow mouth for him. Like the toys that weren't made, that should have been made.
And then lots of bootlegs here.
Yeah, those are all bootlegs. Wow. The bottom 2 shelves are all bootlegs. Most of them are vintage bootlegs, they're not modern. There are some modern bootlegs on the bottom shelf that are off the Super 7s. But
that Tigro is off the rails, this one here.
Yeah, that's insane, yeah.
What is that? Oh man, and that... the Pentro in the back.
Yeah, what's quite cool, what I love about these, I'm going to show you, is that they were played with. So, I think this is one of the, you see, it's just the things that just
like a screw in it.
It's just been bolted in.
Yeah.
And this one over here, you'll see, like, just based on the rub, what I love about it, he was played with.
Yeah.
So this is a bootleg that was actually made for a kid to play with, which I love. I love the fact that it was done that way for a kid. His family couldn't afford the real one.
Oh.
No, don't worry, that's the story of our lives.
And then you were talking about these or the ones in the back over there?
So some of the newer bootlegs, like that Vulture Man, is a modern bootleg off a modern...
And then you have obviously you got mummers in every color like this.
Yeah.
When you go
yeah,
to Mexico to like the flea market, but
Yeah.
check this out. I love the sculpts on those. Those are so nicely done. Right here. And the sword, the role-playing sword, that's a good one.
That's a genuine, that's an 80s.
And it doesn't have the break thing.
No, it normally used to break at the base.
Yeah.
There used to be, you can see there's a slight kink there.
Yeah.
This is where it normally used to kink. But I think this is one of the ones that works. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, that works.
What do you think, Jonnie?
I love it all. I love her all. I love it all.
Johnny's here on high-level consultations.
High-level consultations. Where did it all start?
Where did it all start? Tell me about your illness. When did the plastic crack grab you? This is the cabinet of vehicles and merchandise.
Okay.
The only thing I don't have in my collection of Thundercats is Cat's Lair and Tongosaurus.
Okay, yeah.
But I haven't.
But they're
managed to find,
very difficult to find.
Yeah, and I haven't managed to find a buyer for one of my kidneys yet.
Okay, yeah.
Or the
Not yet.
Tongosaurus. Not yet, but I'm still looking
It'll
for.
happen though.
Yeah, maybe I'll get something.
Wow. But you have a part of it.
Yeah, so I'll pick up a little bit.
Okay. Well, it's a start.
Yeah.
And then you have the Mummer's Tomb over here. More of those laser sabers, obviously, over here.
Yeah.
And
this Stilt Walker is quite rare as well.
I was thinking, like, I've never seen that. Tilt Walker.
Stilt Walker, yeah. That's pretty rare.
Okay, and this thing.
Yeah, it's like a sheets disc. So you might have seen with Thundercats collectors, you might have seen they've got one or two of these lying about.
Yeah.
Well, these things came with this. You stick them in there, and then you pull the trigger, and it shoots the disc.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, just
fun.
probably like just a
label slap toy.
a licensed, just a licensed toy.
Pinky and the Brain. And over here, more Thundercats annuals. Another sword in there.
Yeah, there's another sword.
Wow. The fist pounder, the mutant fist pounder.
Yeah.
These are to play with.
Yeah, so I actually bought this card set from Jonnie, which is here.
Okay.
I actually bought this at Sandown from Jonnie. And this is what the card looked like. Thanks to Jonnie selling it to me. And those are them loose. So these are them loose. They had this, and then you put them in.
Yeah.
And you pull them.
A ripcord and
they
it twists around.
They twist around. Yeah. So I've actually got a ripcord here. You put it in there.
Yeah.
And it just works off the centrifugal. Okay, I didn't pull it hard.
We're using long words today, aren't we?
I like science.
Sweet,
So that's how this toys.
Little puzzles, lunch boxes. Oh, and over there you have the transport belt for the minis in the box.
Yeah, in the box with all of the minis in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there.
Thunder Wings, a Luna Lasher. You have a really good Thundercats collection, man. Wow.
Well, it's the one I kind of started with. At one point, I was only collecting Thundercats, so I've had the longest amount of time on this line.
Yeah.
So it's allowed me to get more than what I need to.
Well, this has been awesome. Thanks for showing me around your collection. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of bits and pieces also, and I've got a toy hospital in the back of the house, so I can show you one or two things there as well.
Yeah, might be some stuff for sale.
All of it's for sale. Everything I'm going to show you in there is for sale.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Let's head over there.
Yeah, there's only about 3% for sale, but back there everything's for sale.
Sweet, man. No, thank you.